man, I never thought someone would be so stupid they'd make us forget about what Florida State did. Congratulations, Notre Dame. You've accomplished this.
Mama likes to sing along with me, but she won't sing this song if she reads all the lyrics. She'll pity the man I know. So you're a tough guy, like it really rough guy, just can't get enough guy, just always above guy. I'm that bad type, make your mama sad type, make your girlfriend mad type, might seduce your dad type. I'm the bad guy.
Now we will have Sea Dog. Something for you guys. Tell me what you think. Here we go.
The deep state is at it again, guys, and they've got to the ACC.
How dare you wear a loss to Miami on the ACC network? You spit the leprechaun, you jerk. We might not be a full member of the ACC, but you better bend your knee to Rudy. Get behind me, Satan, Jim Phillips. You've caused permanent damage to our relationship. The Catholic Church will exorcise the demons right out of the conference. You have the gall to side with Cristobal. We have the young arrest. And now the memorandum of understanding. It's not about a conference or independence. The SEC a big tension, pay no, don't take payments. Alabama has 3 losses, it makes no sense. Time to go full conspiracy mode. Straight out of the Tom makes Da Vinci Code. Get behind me, Satan, Jim Phillips. You've caused permanent damage to our relationship. The Catholic Church will exorcise the demons right out of the conference. You have the gall to side with Cristobal. We have the young arrest. And now the memorandum of understanding.
You got to love it. I mean, you got to love it. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the ACC show, taking it on the road today to Casa de Rec. Now, some people are living 30 years in the past thinking that anyone cared what happened 30 years ago. That's why I have my Commodore 64 hat on tonight. AI Song of the Year. Yeah, and if that offends you, I don't know. Go fuck yourself, I guess. Is what it is. It is what it is. The majority of the internet, if you didn't know, is AI slop anyways, and I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. We got Mr. Burns in the house. Says, go Jackets to hell with Georgia. Beat BYU. Speaking of, I don't know, borderline religious offending people, I converted to Mormonism this year, and now Georgia Tech's playing BYU. Do you think that that's any coincidence? No, it's definitely not. Joelish in the house says, y'all all know I'm rooting for Miami to win it all, just as a middle finger to everyone who says the SEC is cooked. I don't even care about carrying a mantle for the ACC, to be honest with you. I think it would be hilarious for Miami to win the national title just because it would piss off Notre Dame. What would Notre Dame say then? Well, we would have beat them and won the national title if we were in it, though. But you didn't beat them. That was forever ago, though. That was forever ago. Who else do we have in here? Goose Sports says, yeah, what's going on, Goose Sports? Good morning, everyone, says Robert. Miami versus Texas A&M in the We're Back list game. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. Also hilarious that the two teams that beat Notre Dame are playing each other in the first round of the playoffs. Interesting. It's a big conspiracy, I guess. FSU, UNC, we can't hear you. FSU and Notre Dame should have a pity party game. Yeah, well, to FSU's credit, they actually played in the bowl game. They actually played in the bowl game after the snub, unlike Notre Dame. We're going to stick it to ESPN. Pete was just talking about this. I see you, C-Dog. We'll bring on C-Dog here. We're going to stick it to Notre Dame by them not getting paid. So, but neither are you. What are you talking about? Let's bring on our boy C-Dog. What's going on, my man?
Yo, what's up?
Not much, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm actually in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru.
Of course. Yeah, because if you didn't have
Yeah.
some shitty ass sounding audio, it wouldn't be you on a show on YouTube. So
Do I sound bad?
I mean, nah, you just sound like you're in a cardboard box with paper
Yeah.
lining it.
I might could fix that.
Nah, you're not gonna be able to fix it. It's fine. I'm just giving you a hard time, man. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Dick.
I know that you. Well, first of all, let me go through the rest of the chat real quick. Well, I mean, don't let us interrupt you ordering Chick-fil-A or nothing.
How does that? Is that better?
Yeah, it's infinitely better. Jim Phillips could definitely do a better job. He has held the ACC in limbo for years. Here's the thing, though. This is what I don't understand about everyone that gets left out of the playoffs and their horseshit reasons. And their horseshit reasons as to why they're left out is Jim Phillips has nothing to do with it. Let's go in further into fantasy land for the. We'll make Notre Dame an honorary member of the ACC show tonight. Let's say the ACC, Jim Phillips came out and said, "Oh my God, Notre Dame, such big wiener program, best program ever." Would that have made any difference as far as them getting into the playoffs? The answer is no. It would have made no difference. So what are you mad about? Why is the ACC at fault? I don't understand this. You're not even.
Why should the ACC advocate for a member? Look, I get it. Like, oh, thank you. You too. Why should the ACC? It literally was coming down between Miami and Notre Dame. Why would the ACC advocate for Notre Dame over Miami? They're a full-time member of the conference.
C-Dog's way. Well, that's always the case.
What?
Nothing.
What?
I'm not going to lose my cool tonight. I would root for Florida State and Oklahoma before I pull for Notre Dame. Yeah, appreciate it. Shoot 'em. Conference title in the foreseeable future will come to an end. I hate that, but it probably is. Let me pull him back.
What? Can you hear me?
Yeah, dude, I can hear you.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
I'm out of Chick-fil-A now.
All right. So, we'll get to talking about Notre Dame. I'm sure, Pete comes on. We did have this is really overshadowed though that the ACC as a whole has really shit the bed, right? You had this nightmare scenario where SMU loses to Cal, and then whatever else had to happen to get Duke in. What do we have, a 6-way tie for the ACC title? I think it was
It was like
6-way tie.
It was like 5. I think it was 5 because Virginia had only one loss, so they were in no matter what. over all the other 2 lost teams.
Right.
But then it was what? Duke, Virginia, Cal. Not Cal. Duke, Virginia, SMU. No, not Virginia. Duke, SMU, Georgia Tech, Pitt, Miami. So what's that? 4 or 5? I don't know how to
Yes.
count.
And I'm guessing that they didn't have common opponents, or if the common opponents they had, they must have all had the same record against.
Well, exactly. Every single if they did have a common opponent, every team would have to, all 5 of them would have had to play them, and it was probably
like Syracuse or somebody. Or Boston
Syracuse or something. But I don't think there was a single one. But you're right. If it was, then it was anybody beat. So it doesn't matter. So by default, it goes straight to like the 5th tiebreaker, and Duke gets in because they have a strength of conference opponent. Their conference opponent win percentage was so high due to Georgia Tech and Virginia, which they both lost to.
Right. So I think that their opponent record, and that's kind of the weird thing, is it doesn't matter who you beat on your schedule or who you lost to. It's just what your opponent's record is. Either way, Virginia kind of shit the bed there. Like, look, this is the same team that lost to UConn, that lost to Tulane, who I guess we can't even shit on Duke for losing to Tulane. They're a playoff team, right?
Dude, I thought that who's shit the bed worse, Georgia Tech or Virginia? Because I thought we were bad, but like we lost the playoff. We lost a berth, ACC championship game berth to an actually good team versus Virginia, who handled business in the regular season, made it to the title game, got the worst possible opponent, and still lost to him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would be pulling my hair out if Georgia Tech did that.
So, Joel here says Virginia's loss to NC State should have counted. I actually disagree. And I kind of give Virginia credit for, because what Virginia could have done is scheduled, Prairie View A&M or something.
Yeah.
And they didn't. They scheduled NC State. So, I get that, but all they had to do was beat Duke. All we had to do was beat Pitt. All SMU had to do was beat Cal, and none of that happened. Also, notice that none of us are like blaming. This isn't Jim Phillips' fault. Like, it's not Jim Phillips' fault that we lost to Pitt or that SMU lost to Cal. Because the reason there's so much attention on how the tiebreak works is because most of the ACC teams were down. The teams that have been down are up, and they just all ended up having the same record. But what you watched the ACC title game, right?
Yeah, I mean, besides the humiliation, it was a really, really entertaining game. I mean, it was a close game. That's what you want to see. It felt bad watching it because I'm like, God, this is my conference now. I'm watching the 11-1 freaking team lose to the 5 team. Ridiculous, but yes, the game was extremely entertaining. I mean, you couldn't ask for much more, right?
Yeah, you're kind of breaking up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Heck, all Georgia Tech had to do was beat NC State. That's right. So the game goes to overtime. Duke wins 27-20, and I think that game ended in a pick, didn't it? I think that game ended in a pick. Let's see. Shepard ran for just under 100 yards and a touchdown. Morris was 21 of 40, so just a hair above 50%, 216 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, let me go look at the box score because there could not have been that many total yards in this game.
Hey, sorry. I guess I lost connection.
No, it's all good. Send you the link.
All
right. Well, we can't send it to you. We can't send it to Pete through Twitter.
Through Twitter. Don't do that.
That makes him
mad. God.
And we'll not that. We'll switch to this. But Irish tears still falling. Yeah. So there was Duke had 333 yards of total offense and won this game. Virginia outgained them slightly, 344 yards, but I mean, the turnovers is what killed Virginia here. They had 2 interceptions. Yeah, they had 2 interceptions. I mean, hell, Mensa threw an interception too, though. There's Pete. Pete, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's up, boys? How you guys doing tonight?
We're doing good, man. Doing good.
What's up, dude? I just got home, so I should have good internet now.
Where were you? Let me guess. The Chick-fil-A drive-thru.
Oh, you were watching the show, so you know where I was.
You're always in a Chick-fil-A drive-thru.
I actually didn't get anything. I got.
I do. Before we get started here, I do appreciate you guys doing the show. By my tardiness, see the difference between me and Sea Dog is if I'm going to be late, I send it to Rec or Sea Dog to do the show. Sea Dog just shows up in the Chick-fil-A parking lot. I could do that, yes.
Yeah, like he doesn't. So he's already going to be late. He doesn't wait until he's done ordering. He comes on right before he orders and orders.
Yeah, it's like, hey, welcome Sea Dog to the show. Yeah, I'd like a number 1 with no pickles. What?
What a disaster, man. But yeah, we've been having fun with the Notre Dame guy all day, and I actually commented. I have the video actually pulled up. It's the two Irish brothers show.
Yeah.
And I commented on it, and Jesus, dude, these guys are assholes. Like, they're something else.
Well, this whole Notre Dame thing has been the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. But watching them shit down their own leg, it's not just the fans either. I mean, you know, fans, like, I get it. Like, you get left out of the playoffs. Alabama gets in ahead of you. Miami gets ahead of you, whatever. And you're mad about it. But the athletic director has been on a campaign for the past 3 days. It's got to be the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. He's blaming ESPN. He's blaming the SEC. He's blaming the ACC. Today he came out and said there was a media smear campaign leading into the final rankings that left them out. I mean,
can you hear me now?
Yeah, buddy.
Oh my God, dude! I'm sorry. I'm at my mom's house because I have fleas. The flea guy came. My whole house is sprayed for freaking fleas. It's fumigated and foggy, and we can't freaking be in there. So we gotta go to my mom's house for the night. And I went to get Chick-fil-A for my wife and little sister.
Dude, your audio is still all like there's like this low bass sound that intermittently comes in. Why are you such a mess, dude?
Huh? I don't know. Can you hear me? Oh my God.
You know what one of the funniest things they're doing? And they're doing a lot of funny things. Is they spent the past 3 weeks before this final selection saying why they should be ahead of Miami. They're looking at a game control and all this other bullshit. Strength of schedule, strength of record, which is basically the same. And then now they get left out and they go, well, it's not about Miami anymore. We understand Miami getting in. Alabama's now the new target. And what about BYU? It's like, they just keep inventing new ways to get mad at everybody except for themselves for not being in a conference. Look, we all said this when the playoffs started and Notre Dame was independent and they started giving automatic bids to conference championships, conference champion teams, and they weren't in it. They signed off on it.
Yeah.
There is not a single team in the country that has more pull and influence in the playoff committee than Notre Dame.
They get special treatment.
They have an athletic director that acts as a conference commissioner for one team.
Yeah.
Every other team has to act, if you're in the ACC or the Big 12 or the Big 10, you have to hope that your your conference commissioner stumps for you. They've got one person stumping for their whole team that has just as much power as the ACC commissioner, the Big 12 commissioner, and the Big 12 and the Big 10 commissioner. And they're sitting out here talking about how it's not fair. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something? So
Yeah.
a relationship is a two-way thing usually, right? Because they said, irreversible damage, permanent damage. Where was the Notre Dame AD when Florida State got snubbed?
Where was Notre Dame's AD last year when they got in and Alabama, Ole Miss, and South Carolina got left out for SMU for the same reason they got left out?
Nowhere to be seen.
Nowhere to be seen. Why? Because they were in.
Where's Slim go?
I don't know.
What Notre Dame has to realize, whether they like it or not, being in a conference is the best thing that you can do for your football program.
Yes.
That's what it is. You cry about till the cows come home. It's not going to change the fact that if you're in a conference, you're in the playoffs this year at 10-2.
Well, they were crying too about how they had no clear path to the playoff, or they had
Dude, you gotta go out and come back in. Whatever is
Okay.
going on with your shit, it must be fixed immediately. So the strangeness of the excuses for me is what is just like, what? Complaining about what reruns of games get aired is fucking crazy, dude. Oh, well, the ACC network reran our loss to Miami, so that proves there's some grand conspiracy. First of all, do you think that the ACC home office and Jim Phillips and all these guys get together and say, you know what? Get that reel ready?
You know what's funny is I turned on the ACC network the other day. I was just scrolling through my Hulu live TV thing. Guess what was on replay?
Clemson
The Georgia Tech and Pitt game was on replay.
Those bastards, dude.
Those bastards. All they're trying to do is keep Georgia Tech out the playoffs. Look at what they're doing.
I mean, it's sad. And that was the whole crux of my video, is it used to be us that were the crazy ones. Now it's literally their AD is the craziest person in college football right now.
He is.
I was telling WreckTalk earlier, if you have people defending the ACC, you're blowing it.
Yeah, you do.
Imagine your argument is you think the playoff committee is at home on a Sunday or a Monday before the day before the final rankings come out, and they're scrolling through the TV and they turn on Notre Dame and Miami and they go, "Oh wow, yeah, guess I was wrong." Man, I'm really glad the ACC network put this on. They changed my mind.
Yeah, we already know they don't watch the games. You think they watch a fucking rerun of the game?
At 11 a.m. on the ACC network on a Tuesday.
This is clown world, dude.
Besides the common sense fact, too, that they're going to choose a full member over a partial member, which is Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah, we're going to pull out in all 20 on our 24 sports we are in.
Well, the ACC is under. Sorry, the ACC is under no obligation to help Notre Dame in football. They go,
we help them. We help them so much. We bend over backwards for them for years.
They go,
we let them in the conference in the 2020 for no reason. Got nothing out of it.
Yeah, we let them play, and we even offered them a chance to play in the conference championship and hang a banner next to that 1988 national title they got, but they couldn't even win that. But
that was ACC Network's fault.
That was the ACC, and probably Kirk Herbstreit and SEC and everybody else.
You know what I really love about all this?
What is that?
For a month, all I've heard out of Notre Dame fans is have fun at the Pop-Tart Bowl.
They refuse to play in it.
Oh.
Because they're going to stick it to ESPN. ESPN's going to fold now. The ACC is going to fold when they pull out of their ACC deal. ESPN's going to fold because they didn't get to broadcast the Notre Dame and BYU Pop-Tart Bowl. This is how delusional they are. They really believe this shit, too, which is even more surprising.
When always Irish is making the most sense in your fan base, you've jumped the shark.
Well, I mean, he's a pretty sensible guy, right?
He's kind of nuts.
Is he?
He's nuts in a good way, though. He's not.
Yeah, not in a bad way.
Notre Dame should be mad that they lost to Miami and Texas A&M. They started out the season 0-2. They were still ranked by the AP. They were 0-2. A winless team going into week 3 was still ranked in the AP top 25. And they want to talk about nobody likes Notre Dame. Is there a single team on the planet that would be 0-2 and still ranked? No.
In week 4, they had a bye week in week 3. Week 4, they were 0-2 and ranked.
Yeah, but people are out to get them, though.
If I were Jim Phillips, I would call him on his bluff. I'd call him tomorrow. I'd say, look. Now, look, they have a contract together, right? The ACC and Notre Dame. So if one party backs out, that's a breach of contract. If both parties agree, though, to back out of it, there's no breach of contract on either side. If I were Jim Phillips, I'd call up that fucking jack leg that got up there at Notre Dame tomorrow. Right? Actually, I would have called him yesterday and said, okay, well, fine, I'll call your bluff. Do you want out of the ACC deal? We'll do it right now. Here's what's going to happen. Nothing. They're not getting out of the ACC deal because they're getting at least 5 games a year already scheduled for them. Most of those are guaranteed wins on any given year, outside of Miami and maybe Clemson, or one or two teams every year. I say you want out, get out. Go try to find 5 other teams to schedule you every year.
Yeah, because guess what?
Good,
You decided to burn that bridge with the Big Ten on your way out. So I'm sure they're ready to get back in bed with you.
They don't want them either. Nobody's dumb enough to give them the deal that the ACC gave them.
Is my audio better?
I can't fault Jim Phillips for that though, because that was before him.
Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah.
I think what's craziest about this whole situation is that they straight up on the field, the results on the field, like this wasn't like they got cheated or anything. Like they just don't deserve to be in, and they got left out due to that, and they're complaining.
You lost to the 2 best teams on your schedule.
Exactly, and they don't really have. What is their best win? Southern Cal?
Probably.
I mean,
what, in 8-4 Southern Cal or whatever they are?
Yeah, there's every single team ahead of them has a better schedule. I think the system is working as intended. I just think,
Dog, what is going on with your audio?
Dude, I don't know, dude.
All right, I'm just gonna go. Sorry.
Dude, it seriously sounds like Isaac Hayes is trying to bump in on you.
I'm just gonna go. I'm sorry.
I don't know why. There's like this bass sound that comes through your.
I don't know what to do. I don't know. I'm just on my phone. I don't know.
Get on your
Anyway.
computer.
Yeah.
No, I'm just. Well, I'm at my mom's house.
Oh, of course you are.
I am at my mom's house. My house has fleas, and I had to get it fumigated. Today. I had to move my newborn son and my wife over to my mom's house tonight, so I'm sorry.
This might be an improvement to the ACC show, actually.
I'm sorry. I'll just see
it really sounds like Darth Sea Dog a little bit.
No, stay on. I think this is a feature, not a bug. We were wrong to shit on you.
Y'all remember that song by Genuine? It's like burp, 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 burp. Jump on it, let's do it, ride it, Sea Dog's pony. That's what it sounds like he's doing.
Oh yeah, pony. But that's a great song.
I don't know what to do.
Just hang in the pocket with it. It also kind of sounds like you're just farting intermittently, but that's.
Well, can you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, we can hear it.
We can hear you.
Saying.
Maybe my mic's just messed up on my phone. I don't know.
I love how we're like, hey, Sea Dog, why is your audio so messed up? He's like, I got fleas.
I got fleas. I'm at my mom's. Our pets' heads are falling off. It's horrible.
I know. It's bad. I was in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru getting food for my wife and little sister.
Hey, Sea Dog, they're calling you Flea Dog in the chat.
Flea Dog!
Now, I'm sure y'all covered this, but I didn't get a chance to hear this, and Sea Dog has not graced us with a meltdown video that I was expecting. What is the Georgia Tech man reaction to Buster Faulkner leaving?
I did make a Buster Faulkner video.
Did you? I hadn't seen it.
I didn't melt down though. I've been predicting him to leave for years.
I mean, it's not great.
And I explain why. Hey, let me try to join on my wife's phone. Maybe hers won't do this.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
her phone works.
All right.
Maybe that'll
See,
happen.
I'll be right back.
How many times does he come in and come out?
I'll be right back.
All right.
Oh, this is what I deal with. I've been doing the show with him for like 3 years. This is what I deal with every week. Every fucking week, dude. It's like a miracle if he doesn't have any like audio problems or he's not sitting in some drive-through somewhere. It is what it is.
You'd be like, well, dude, what is that in the background? Like, oh, I'm at the laundromat. Why are you at the laundromat?
Yeah, why does it sound like there's a dryer back there? Well, there's 30 of them. I'm at a laundromat. Why at a laundromat? I'm trying to get rid of the fleas, dummy.
And that's not even getting into the graphics guy that C-Dog hired.
Dude, who's a bigger mess right now? Notre Dame's AD or C-Dog?
I think C-Dog might be a bigger mess.
Damn, dude. I'd kick your ass for when I come back on the show for saying that if I was C-Dog.
Wow.
He's got fleas. I mean, I've never had flea. I'm 45 years old and I never had a single flea.
This guy says
Yeah.
C-Dog first, congrats second. The flea infestation suck. Yeah, now he has been dealing with this.
You know, I'm going. It probably one probably has nothing to do with the other, but I'm going to assume the reason C-Dog has fleas is because he doesn't own pants.
That's a very reasonable.
And he is very hairy too. So yeah, that does help.
A lot of places to hide.
Hmm.
A lot of places to hide.
The funniest thing to come out of this Notre Dame thing is the athletic director threatening the ACC to me.
Yeah, we now we're really not going to join.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Okay, cool.
It's like a guy dates a girl for like 15 years, and she's like, "When are you going to marry me? When are you going to marry me?" He's like, "Joke's on you. I'm never going to marry you, even though you're out there fucking all kinds of guys."
Yeah. Then she goes, fuck some guys, and then you're like, well, why didn't you tell them how big my dick was, though? Why didn't you advocate for me?
There's actually fans out there. I know you've seen this on X that think that if Notre Dame pulls out of their ACC deal, that the ACC is going to fall as a conference and not exist anymore.
Well,
That's what I think.
The fate of the ACC is already logged. Like, it's probably not going to last in perpetuity, right? Like, there's a ton of problems that are independent of Notre Dame. Like, what Notre Dame does isn't going to have an effect on whether the ACC succeeds or doesn't succeed.
No, the ACC's been around since 1953, I think. So the early 50s. How long has Notre Dame been in this relationship with the ACC, which is a very loose relationship, by the way? It's an open relationship, if you want to put it that way. But, yeah, they're not going anywhere. Losing Notre Dame in every Olympic sport that nobody fucking watches and basketball and baseball is going to make zero difference in the ACC, existing or not existing. This is why people hate Notre Dame so much, is the pretentiousness, and they think that the college football world really revolves around them.
Oh, they think they're so freaking special, and they think just because they lost a few games and got left out of the playoffs that there has to be something wrong. There's no other explanation. It couldn't be that they don't deserve to be in the playoffs. It has to be that it's somebody's fault, and they have to have somebody to blame.
Well, again, it's like with Florida State to me. It's the wrong target. You should be mad at the process. But like Pete brought up, like you voted on the process.
You voted for the process. They knew about the auto bids. They knew about the conference championship tie-ins. They knew
clearly the auto bids were a huge mistake.
Yeah, they voted for it.
Not to them. Now that's what this memorandum of understanding is, which sounds like some mythical fantasy thing, like the shards of Narsil from Lord of the Rings or something. The memorandum of understanding is an auto bid for them. Is really what that is.
I really wish Jim Phillips had balls. Imagine if your wife or girlfriend comes to you and goes, "This relationship is permanently damaged." What would you do if she said that?
There's the door.
Yeah,
changing the locks.
All right, bitch. And that's what I would. If I was Jim Phillips, that's what I would say to him. All right, bitch. Don't just talk the talk. You better walk the walk. Let's do it. Let's terminate this deal. And you can go out there and be independent, and good luck with your, making the playoffs every year. Have fun with that. Have fun scheduling 12 teams every year and not getting a built-in 5 games a year. Have fun with that. And oh, by the way, if you make the playoffs, do you split the money with the ACC? No. Why? Because you're not in the ACC.
Well, they have their own payout.
I know they do.
I mean, that's the other thing. It's like whether you make the playoffs or not, you get paid.
They've got some built-in deal too, and now they're trying to say next year if they're ranked in the top 12, regardless of a conference championship game, they're automatically in. They would be the only team to get that privilege.
Yeah.
No
They
other
get
team
more,
is guaranteed
more
a
special
playoff
treatment
spot
on
before
top of
the final playoff rankings come out, but Notre Dame wants it. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Right. That is a 6th auto bid. The 5 conference champions and Notre Dame if they're in the top 12. So if BYU was Notre Dame under this deal, they would be in automatically, and then someone else would have got kicked out. That's what they're getting.
If I were Marcus Freeman, I think Marcus Freeman is one of the 10 best coaches in the country. Do y'all agree with that? 10.
Yeah.
That's a fairly conservative number there.
Yeah.
I might even say top 5. He could have. I mean, there's a bunch of coaching hirings open this year, but there'll be a bunch next year. Let's just play hypothetical here. Let's say that Alabama has a bad year next year, and a bad year for them is what, 8-4, 9-3, whatever. Their fans get fed up, their boosters get fed up. They fire Kalen DeBoer, and their number one target is Marcus Freeman. Notre Dame next year gets left out of the playoffs just like they did again this year because they had 2 losses, no conference championship game. If I'm Marcus Freeman and Alabama calls me, I'm leaving.
Yes.
I'm going to Alabama where I can win national titles because the university isn't so wrapped up in the being independent thing that it hurts the football team.
Well, Brian Kelly literally did that.
Well, he didn't do it necessarily because of that, I don't think, but I get your point. But if I'm Marcus Freeman and a blue chip, blue blood job comes open and they want me, I'm leaving Notre Dame because they can't get their head out of their own ass. They're not serious about winning national titles. They're serious about being independent. And you know what? That's fine. If that's what you want to do, if that's all you care about, go for it. But if I'm a coach, I'm going where I can win. I'm being hamstringed by being independent at Notre Dame. That's what's happening. They won't admit it. They can't come to grips with it. It's just a constant defending of what we've always done. Instead, you know what it is? Here's what I'll compare this to. Dabo Swinney. I can compare it to this because I'm a Clemson fan. Dabo Swinney stands on his morals. He doesn't like the transfer portal. He doesn't like NIL. He doesn't like the fact that it's turning into a professional sport, and he's standing on his morals. And what's happened with that? A decline in the program.
That's the point I've been making too. How many changes to the sport have been what they say about Notre Dame? Why can't they join a conference? Why can't they, just be normal? Because it's always been that way. But I'm like, you know how many things have always been that way in college football that have changed in recent years very quickly, and how different the sport is now than it used to be? Why is Notre Dame the only exception? Why does Notre Dame have to stay the same?
Again, they talk out of both sides of their mouth because they say, hey, we're all about this tradition, and that's why we're independent. Also, we want special rules that no one's ever gotten that break all of tradition that's ever.
But they already get the special rules.
Hey, you know what's a tradition? Is playing in bowl games. That's a tradition.
Get special rules.
Real quick, appreciate the $2 from Rock and Rant. Says, is the AI lady going to read it? It's going to be quiet.
Notre Dame tears, ending drought across the.
Notre Dame tears, ending drought across the globe. Yeah, I've seen a fan bases cry like this, and we're kind of going back and back, but I haven't seen an entire school in AD. Maybe Florida State, but this is
worse than Florida State. Florida State actually had a legitimate.
I'm about to say Florida State had way more of a gripe than Notre Dame does.
Yeah,
Notre Dame didn't get fucked even 1/10 of what Florida State did. Not even 1/10.
Yeah.
No, and to their credit, and I don't really give credit to Florida State that much, they actually followed through with things. Like they did sue the ACC, even though.
And guess what else they did? They played in their bowl game too.
Yeah, they played in their bowl game. They got their asses kicked, but they played in it. So now, what is it? Well, we would have won the bowl game anyway, so who cares? Okay.
Wreck.
Yeah.
For Notre Dame, it's either playoff or national championship or bust. We don't care about those bowl games. Meanwhile, they haven't won one since 1988.
Yeah, dude.
I do gotta love the irony a little bit that the two teams that Notre Dame lost to are playing each other in the playoffs.
Yeah, that is good.
Because I realize that all this Notre Dame talk, and listen, I've been loving it the past few days. But how about that playoff coach Mario Cristobal there, Sea-Dog?
What about him?
You got any crow you'd like to eat? Any statements you would like to retract?
What did I say?
All you've done is rag on Mario Cristobal since the day you found out he was getting hired.
For choking on him in November? Yeah. I even said, oh, God, get him out of November. It might be dangerous.
Guess what?
I've been defending Miami. Don't make it hard on me. I've been defending Miami and over Notre Dame.
Slim is looking for some kind of hate here. I'll give you some hate. Mario still hasn't won the ACC, bud.
And listen, I will freely admit this. The committee saved my hide because all I would have heard, and because of what the committee did, it's now falling on deaf ears. But all I would have heard is how Manny fucking Diaz won the ACC. But guess what? I've said it before, and I will stand on it. If you're going to give me a choice between an ACC title or a national title, fuck that ACC title.
Well,
I agree with you.
But look, I don't think Miami actually has a chance of winning the Natty.
I mean, Slim, even you have to admit that it's fucking hilarious that Manny Diaz won an ACC title before Mario.
It's more than a little funny. It's a lot funny. But
it is.
We had this conversation where Sea-Dog flubbed his words and we made him eat it. I will take the opportunity of a national title over. Listen, if Miami makes the playoffs every year for the next 10 years, but still doesn't win the ACC, you know how much I'm going to care? Less than zero.
Yeah, but this isn't basketball. You don't get a Final Four hat.
Okay, so what? I'm not going to buy a Final Four hat anyway.
You either win the Natty or get nothing.
Look.
Wouldn't you rather have something like a trophy or something when you know for a fact you can? My point about Georgia Tech, I know for a fact my team didn't have a chance to win the national title. I knew that they had a chance to win the ACC though.
Miami does have a chance to win the national title though. Miami has a top 10 chance. Miami has a top 10 defense and a top 10 offense. Yes, they have a chance to win it.
It's a small chance. I won't say it's impossible. But
are they going to?
My point was Georgia Tech had no chance. That was my point.
Okay, well, Miami does. Now, do I think they're going to? Probably not.
I think that if you were a real member of the ACC, you would take a stand of solidarity with Notre Dame and opt out of your playoff game.
You know what Notre Dame can do? Notre Dame can suck my hairy taint. That's what Notre Dame can do.
I've been addicted to slandering Notre Dame.
What do they do? They light candles and pray or something for something that wasn't to happen?
Yeah. Well, you can buy those candles at Walmart, with like.
I'm going to light one of those candles tonight and pray for Notre Dame.
Are you going to think too?
I was about to say I was going to pray for them against BYU, but that's not happening because Georgia Tech's going to take care of that business because Notre Dame was too scared to.
No, fuck that. Mormonism over Catholicism.
I don't know. I think we might be cooked in the bowl game against BYU.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to think about Georgia.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd say that.
He's going to play.
That's a good question.
Of course, King is going to play.
Doesn't matter if Haynes King plays. We got Philo.
We got Philo, baby.
Yes, Haynes King is going to play. I guarantee it.
Haynes King will play.
I mean, that wasn't me trying to troll. That was a legitimate question.
No, yeah, he's just. I think he is just because he's not the type of person to opt out. First of all, second of all, it makes sense for him to.
Yeah,
if he wants to try to go to the NFL at all.
Yeah, in this day and age, that question has to be asked.
No,
Yeah,
it does.
yeah.
Haynes King doesn't really have much, if any, draft stock, though. So it's not like he's saving himself for the NFL for injury or something.
I need to know that, though. Before I bet on that game, I need to know, is King playing or not?
Because here's the thing. Even say he has a spectacular game. Say he rushes for 150 and passes for 500 yards. That's not really going to affect Haynes King's draft stock.
No, I'm not saying
he could get a free agent, a free agency. It's the same as playing in like the Senior Bowl.
I hope he plays.
If you're a fringe player, you play as many games as you can. Well, if you're a fringe draft player, that's just the way it is.
I don't know Haynes King personally, obviously, but I get the feeling he's the type of guy that would play it, though.
Yeah, that's another reason I think he'll play. I'm sure he'll play. Plus, he just loves.
I hope you're right. I hope all players play.
Yeah, he just loves the game. And this is his last college game chance to play. Some players actually appreciate being in a bowl game, and want to play football. So that's the type of guy Haynes King is.
C-Dog, the players voted on it. I go, okay, well, then you need new players.
Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you. If everybody agrees you shouldn't play in a bowl game, then you've got bigger problems than we can explain on this show right now.
What's concerning is it's not just Notre Dame. Kansas State did it too.
Yeah, you've had like 7 or 8 teams opt out of bowl games completely.
No, those 7 teams were trying to replace Notre Dame. They were 5-win. There's a bunch of 5-win teams who got offered consolation prizes because somebody else decided they weren't going to play their game, and they said, no, we're not going to play.
Okay, hang on. Now, those are reasonable because they sent the team home already.
They weren't planning on playing in the postseason to begin with.
The 5 and 7 teams that thought they weren't going to a bowl, it makes sense that they.
I'm going to be honest with you. If Clemson was 5 and 7 or 4 and 8, I wouldn't want them playing a bowl game. That's just embarrassing.
Well, first of all, you send the team home for the holidays thinking that you're not going to so you don't have a team. And second of all, the school has to buy the tickets from the bowl game.
No, that's
and
why
if they don't sell them all,
with what Slim said, he's like, all these teams opted out of bowls. No, those were teams that were trying to replace Notre Dame because they opted out of a bowl.
Yeah.
Appreciate the $5 from Hutch76 Pitt fan that called in on one of the Collins shows. Says the real travesty. This is what none of you bastards have been talking about, by the way. I'm glad he brought this up. The real travesty is that Pitt beats Georgia Tech, and Tech goes to the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Identical 6-2 ACC records, Pop-Tarts, the People's Natty.
Oh, we got so lucky with our bowl draw. Pitt is playing goddamn East Carolina in their bowl. That's brutal.
Pitt. Yeah, I would.
I'd be pissed.
Yeah, what Trip Hicks is exactly what I've been saying. I haven't heard anybody else talk about this. Is that Notre Dame, by forfeiting this game, is giving up 15 practices. So the Notre Dame fans are yelling at me saying, who cares about 15 practices, Pete, for a bunch of guys who are going to the NFL? Well, you don't. The guys that go in the NFL don't care about the 15 practices. You know who else does? Every freshman and sophomore and junior who's returning to Notre Dame next year, and every single coach on that team that's returning to Notre Dame next year. That's who cares about the 15 practices. College football is the most restrictive sport, and when you can interact and practice with players. The fewest amount of practices in any sport. So, yes, 15 practices is a big deal. That's why a lot of these teams care about bowl games.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to play in the fucking Birmingham Bowl. We're 6-6. We don't care about that. But guess what? We get 15 more practices to try out Joe Schmo and our backup quarterback and our backup running back. We're trying to look at next year and see what we can do. Just see who we got. Let's get some meaningful playing time, some meaningful snaps with the first team. That's what the bowl practices are about. So
not to mention, if you have new coaches, the new coaches can come in and get to work with the players.
Them pretending like 15 practices that don't matter. That ain't going to affect next year. We had 15 practices last year, and we still lost to Miami and A&M. That's what one guy said to me. We got 15 practices last year. We still lost the first 2 games of the year. I'm like, oh yeah. Well, I guess the 15 practices we got beat worse.
Well, just opt out of your first 2 games next year.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Hey, you say that It would not be insane for that to happen at some point to me, though. We're just going to opt out of it. And opt out.
Now, here's actually where I will side with Notre Dame just a little bit. And I know I'm in the minority on this, and I know what it could lead to. But I think conference championship games should have consequences. I don't think Alabama should be in, especially in the fashion that they lost.
Jeez,
Wow.
that is a hot take.
Well,
I don't.
a team
I don't
that didn't
agree
play in
with
their
that at all.
conference championship game didn't have to play in it and still got in the playoffs. You might be the worst person to deliver this message.
Well,
Slim.
hang on. Okay, but Bama has gotten in multiple times not playing in their conference championship.
So let me ask you this, Slim. If Alabama had not played in the SEC title, because there was like a tie for them to get in, and they're sitting there 9-2, should they be in the playoffs?
You mean at 10-2? No, I would have had them ranked lower myself.
But they weren't. So where they were ranked, if they hadn't played in the SEC championship, would you have them in the playoffs right now?
Because of the way they lost, I would have bumped them out.
For who?
Because you got absolutely blown out.
All right, bump them out for who?
Bump out for who?
Yeah,
I probably would have had Notre Dame in there.
Notre Dame purposefully avoids a conference championship game. So you're rewarding them for that?
Oh, listen, I've also been on record that they need to hold Notre Dame out and make them join a conference.
I like this Alabama and Notre Dame debate because that's what they're really hung up on now. First it was Miami, then they realized that was a dumb argument, so then they moved on to Alabama.
I don't agree. I don't agree at all. I think Alabama should have been in over because
Right,
Notre Dame.
Everyone was
Notre Dame avoids being in a conference like that.
I also understand the reality of the situation is they're not going to bump out a team.
So they had the same record at the end. They had the same record at the end of the season, 10-2. Who had better wins? I don't. If anybody says losses, I'm clicking out of here and getting the fuck out of here. Who had better wins? Who had better wins? Notre Dame or Alabama?
I would definitely have to give that nod.
Of course, Alabama had better wins than Notre Dame did.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
All right, so then Notre Dame gets to sit home and watch Alabama play a top 5 team in Georgia and lose to them, and they're supposed to get in ahead of them because they sat at home and watched them lose? No.
Also,
I've seen. Hang on now. Then would you have agreed with putting Alabama in at 17 when they sat at home and watched Auburn lose, who beat them, by the way?
So who should have got in there?
That's a good question.
All right.
I wouldn't have put Alabama in there.
You okay? So I don't want this team in there, but I can't tell you who should be there instead of them. That's what you're saying.
Well, no, I'm looking for a consistent argument. Nobody lobbied to keep
The
Auburn.
argument is there's not somebody better. Notre Dame is. Look. You're sitting here saying that you think that Alabama should be punished for losing to Georgia in the SEC championship game. Is that what you're saying?
He said,
I think anybody should. Anybody that loses a conference championship game should be, not just them. I'm just using them as an example.
But you said it was the way they lost. So what is an acceptable margin of loss to still get in after you lose a conference title game? 10 points, 14.
I think that any team who they didn't have the chance to lose in embarrassing fashion. So those teams it really should not be punished.
But nobody has had a problem up to this point of teams that didn't even have the opportunity to lose in embarrassing fashion get in.
What?
Nobody's had a problem with it. Nobody had a problem with Alabama doing it. Nobody had a problem with Ohio State doing it.
Well, who lost a conference title?
Ohio State didn't even play in the conference title game last year either.
Hey, you didn't play in the conference. What's your point? Does anybody know what his point is?
Well, who got left out losing their conference title that would have been in?
Yeah, nobody.
Oh, I didn't say they did. I just said there should be consequences for the game. No, Lou's absolutely right in his video when he said BYU was already out.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Because you said that, I really wish that you would have played Virginia and Virginia would have beat you, and then you'd been like, why are we getting punished for playing in the ACC championship game?
No, I wouldn't have.
Yes, you would.
Damn well I keep a consistent argument all the way across.
All right. I don't think when you have teams, a bunch of teams that are getting in the playoffs that aren't playing in their conference championship game, that a team that gets in there and plays in it should be punished. That's my opinion.
Because then nobody's going to want to play in conference championship games.
If you're playing more games, you have more opportunities to lose. That's just all there is to it.
That makes it a punishment to go to your conference championship.
Yeah.
Well, then you'll have teams opt
No,
out of their
that
own
makes it
conference
another
title.
playoff game is what it makes it.
I don't know. Have you seen Slim? Have you seen the John Gruden video?
I have not. No.
He has a pretty good idea. It's almost like sort of expanding the playoffs, but not really, because the losers would go to a bowl game, which
John Gruden's a genius. His idea is probably the best one I've heard yet. I mean, there's a couple of ones, but he's one of the better one.
Tell him what it is, Pete.
Well, it's essentially like his whole argument is that you've got these giant conferences with the Big Ten and the SEC and even the ACC, where you got 17, 18, 20 teams per conference. They don't all play each other, so you can't figure it out that way. Of course, he's an NFL guy, so he's like, look, in the NFL, we don't have to worry about this. Like you win your division, you're in. There's some wild cards, as far as like the next best records and whatnot. And there's nobody sitting around deciding who's more deserving to get in. And that college football could do this too. It's basically an expanded playoff is what he's talking about.
Kind of, but also it's like I like it because it's not technically, they're like play-in games to the playoffs.
It's like college basketball. For anybody who knows basketball, NCAA basketball, they select just like a committee does with football. They select the 64 teams. Then they put another 10 teams. I think it's now 10. I don't know. They keep expanding it, and they have play-in games, so they can play their way into the tournament if they're on the bubble, right? So that's kind of John Gruden's idea. He's like, we'll have the conference championship games on the same weekend that we have the conference championship games. We'll have all these teams like Vanderbilt and Miami. And all these teams that are on the bubble, right, from ranked 12th through 15th in the Power 4 or whatever, let them play each other the same weekend. Winner gets in, loser goes home. Get rid of the group of five.
That's a bad idea.
It's a good idea.
It solves
and you get some really good games too. And the real thing here to me is get rid of the group of five affiliate.
Yes.
To do that.
Now, to be clear, one of the main reasons I'm saying that Alabama should have been out is because championship weekend, they were ranked number 10. So you're right on the edge of being out. Like, I'm not saying that Ohio State should have been out for losing. Even if Indiana blew them out, I wouldn't say Ohio State should have been out of it because they were number 1. But there needs to be a punishment for losing that game. And to the point you just made, what's wrong with the conference championships being a play-in game?
Because not everybody's playing in them.
Yeah, because then it makes it a punishment to go to the conference championship.
Yeah, why would you want to risk losing a game if you're already in the playoffs? That would make no sense at all.
In that case, you would have teams sandbagging so that they could lose games on purpose so they didn't have to go to their conference championship.
I mean, this year, Oklahoma was getting in the playoffs no matter what. They didn't play in a conference championship game. They were sitting at home knowing they were going to be in the playoffs. Now, imagine if Oklahoma had to play a conference championship game and risk losing it and then be kicked out of the playoffs. Like, that would make no sense.
Well, I've got my own issues with Oklahoma being ranked as high as they are.
But they are ranked that high. You sound like a Notre Dame fan now.
What is your ranking? Like, you don't agree with any of where anyone's ranked. What is Slim's ranking?
Yeah. Yeah, what's your ranking?
Okay, well, my once again, I also said the major point of my beef with the whole Alabama thing was because they were right on the edge anyway. Like, you moved Alabama up a spot for losing a game.
Right,
I get it, but that's only because They didn't really move up. They only did that
Yes,
because of the
they
auto.
moved up from 10th to 9th.
No,
Only
they
because they're not.
stayed at ninth.
Only because they're still ranked above of JMU, who had to be moved all the way up to 12 because of the auto bid.
No, they didn't move. They were at 9 the week before, and then after they lost, they didn't.
Were
They
they
didn't
not? Okay, was it 2 weeks ago that they flipped them?
Where should,
Yeah.
Because Notre
should-
Dame was ahead of them. I remember that.
where should Ohio
Okay.
State be ranked?
Where's who?
Ohio State. Where should they be ranked?
Mm,
You better
I
punish
probably
their
would have
asses.
dropped them to 3 or 4. Because I mean, you lost to the number 2 team.
But
yeah, I would have dropped them to 3.
Alabama lost to like the 4th ranked team, though, didn't they? And you're saying they should drop all the way out.
A team they already beat too, by the way, in Georgia.
A team that it was they didn't freaking have to play. They could have easily not played them if what was it?
If A&M would have won.
If A&M would have, yeah, they could have not.
Yeah, if
played it,
A&M would
and
have
then-
beat Texas.
Yeah, if A&M would have beat Texas, everything would have been the same except Alabama wouldn't have been in the game. But they obviously, you would still think that they would get in the playoffs in that
See,
scenario.
I thought it was the week. I thought it was the Tuesday before conference championships that they swapped Alabama and Notre Dame.
Yeah, Alabama's ranked ahead of Notre Dame.
It was Miami and Notre Dame that they swapped, which was controversial.
Yeah.
Okay, so UGA was 3rd when they lost, or when they beat Alabama.
Yeah.
And that's another good point. I'm not saying that Vandy should be in over Miami, but you don't hear Vanderbilt crying like a bunch of bitches about this.
Actually, Clark Lee came out and was like, you know what? We're disappointed we didn't make the playoffs, but we had our opportunities. We should have beat this team. We should have beat that team, but we didn't. And so we're looking towards next year.
Yeah, as a
That's
grown
what you should
man.
be doing.
Adult.
Yeah, I mean,
What a man.
yeah.
Have they, by the way, speaking of that, have they made a decision on that whole Diego Pavia suing for another year of eligibility?
No, he's not. He's done. He already did that last year.
Okay, I thought that was going on again this year.
No.
Okay.
Also, I don't know if you guys have seen like, oh, well, we're going to pull out of all our entire partnership with the ACC.
Yeah, good. Go ahead. Pull out of rowing. Nobody gives a fuck.
But who wants to deal with them? Because like if the Big 12 messes with them, the minute you do something that slightly irritates them, they're gonna MF you to the world.
This is my problem with Jim Phillips and the ACC is they keep acquiescing to Notre Dame for some reason. The ACC actually has the upper hand here. This is your time to play. Well, actually, they could have forced their hand back in 2020 and said, if you want to play ACC teams and have a schedule this year at all, you're joining the ACC. But they didn't do that. They not only did they not do that, they let him in the ACC and let him even compete for a title and a trophy and a banner. But if I were Jim Phillips right now, you're holding all the cards. I'd be like, okay, fine, back out. We'll back out with you. Have fun.
You really want to talk about who's done damage? Who do you think really wanted Stanford in? Notre Dame definitely wanted Stanford in.
Yeah.
And you know what else? Stanford or Notre Dame has voting rights in the ACC, even though they're not a full member.
Yeah, they got voting rights in the ACC. They got voting rights in the College Football Playoff Committee. The only team that has that is them.
I'm just saying
The only team.
Stanford being in the conference
Unbelievable.
does not help the ACC. And that was a big pull by Notre Dame to do that, and Cal. But is the ACC slandering Notre Dame? No, it's just crazy. I don't mean to keep going back to it, but I just can't.
Well, it is crazy.
I can't make sense of it.
I think it's crazy that Notre Dame has gotten into the playoffs more often than they should, or maybe like it seems like they get shoehorned in there a lot. And the one time that they don't, they pitch a fit like
See, I don't really agree with that. I think that every time that Notre Dame has been in the playoffs, I think they deserve to be there. So I disagree with you there.
I don't know. I feel like they've gotten.
I do agree that when you said the first time they get left out, they act like this. I mean, yeah.
Okay, there was at least some times where it was like borderline, but they get the benefit of the doubt and they get in. But
I mean, they got in last year and went to the national title.
well, I wasn't talking about last year, but definitely plenty of times throughout the 20-teens and even 2020s. I can think of a couple times that they got in, and maybe they shouldn't have.
I can tell you one. I believe it was 2012.
2020, 2012, yeah, that one.
I'll go all the way back to 2012, but before there was
that wasn't the playoff. That was the BCS. But yeah,
they weren't crying about, hey, whoever wins between Alabama and Georgia is going to beat the fool out of them.
Yeah,
they weren't one of the two best teams in the country then.
Hey, Pete, this is kind of off topic, but what do you think about Clemson's president retiring?
Yeah, I don't know what to think about it. Obviously, the conspiracy theories are swirling around. It's Jim Clements is who you're talking about, the president of Clemson. Been there a while. He's like 61 or 62 or something. And so he's retiring, and now everyone's like, oh, something big is going down at Clemson. They're going to fire Dabo Swinney now because, Jim Clements isn't going to sit there and watch Dabo Swinney get fired because that's his boy. I'm like, okay, fine. I don't know if there's any basis to any of that. But here's what I do know. It's pretty fucking normal for 60-something-year-old people to retire. So unless he gives me some other reason to believe he's not retiring other than the fact that he's old and a millionaire, then I don't really know what to tell you.
Yeah, Pete's living in the
Matrix. I mean, university presidents come and go.
I know. It's like, what?
I think that's because people in Clemson are unhappy with Dabo, so they're trying to grab on.
I don't know what it is. It's just like all these Clemson counts are like, something's going on here. This is weird. Now, he did just sign an extension last year through 2031. But on the other side of the coin, he's been there a long time. Maybe he decided he's tired of doing it.
Yeah, he'd like to enjoy his twilight years.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I guess Dabo's getting fired now because the president's retiring.
So we've spent a lot of time talking about the Notre Dame thing, obviously, and we talked about it a little bit, but this ACC title game, one, was a thrilling game, but two, what the hell, Virginia?
Was it the most interesting? Well, maybe not the most, but...
No, it went to overtime.
Yeah, I mean, really, it was the two primetime games were the only two really worth watching.
Yeah, they were good games.
Ohio State and Indiana and Georgia and Alabama.
No, Ohio State, Indiana, and Virginia and Duke.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I agree.
The ACC this year was its worst enemy. You had multiple chances for deserving teams, and I don't think. And look, congratulations to Duke for winning the ACC. You should have been in the game. Sorry, you shouldn't have. But I mean, first of all, Georgia Tech falls to Pitt. That kills both their ACC and their playoff hopes. SMU loses to Cal. That kills their ACC and their playoff hopes. All these things that happen, and of course Miami losing to two teams they had no business losing to. All these things led to Duke being in the ACC championship game. Yeah. And so for Duke to beat Virginia, who's been a great team all year, was the most ACC thing that could have fucking happened.
It really was.
And in heartbreaking fashion. Like, why else would it not be that way?
And then you get a situation where you have neither Virginia or Duke in the playoffs, but a team, Miami, who didn't even play in the championship game, is in. And by the way, I think they should be in. I think they're one of the best 12 teams in the country. But it's just hilarious
that makes sense.
What the ACC does to themselves.
In a world that makes sense, Miami would have been playing in the ACC title with.
They should have been,
losses.
That's the other thing that you've seen a lot of talking heads harping on is just they say conferences, but they mean ACC. Determine how they put two teams into the conference title game.
Well, they've talked about we got to revisit these tiebreak rules, but again, all of the Power Four conference tiebreak rules work that way, to my knowledge. I know for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they should, though. So things change, right? We had the BCS, then we had the 14 playoff. Now we got the 12-team playoff. Now we got an NIL. Now we got transfer portal. Oh, everything's going crazy. But we have to stick to what we've been doing? No. Here's what you do. We do have a playoff committee that ranks teams now late in the year, don't we? They start in week 8, right?
Oh, God. Yeah.
Okay. So the two top ranked teams in the college football playoff rankings in the ACC play for the ACC championship game. What do you think about that?
I'd have to think about it. I'm not opposed to that.
I mean, well, this year it would have been Miami and Virginia. This year.
Which, by the way, it was, I don't know exactly how the SEC rules work, but it was a multiple way tie in the SEC as well.
Yeah, and they use the same metrics that the ACC uses, which is what Rec was just talking about. I don't think there's really an excuse for a 7-5 Duke team playing for the ACC championship this year. I mean, I get it, but it's silly when you have Georgia Tech out there, you have Miami out there, you have SMU out there, a bunch of teams that were better than Duke.
That's where I have to give the Big 12 credit. Up until this whole round of conference expansion, they had it right. Everybody played everybody.
Well, you can't do that with the way conferences have blown up now.
Yeah, that's why I said they had it right before this round of conference expansion.
But yeah, Duke,
Hey.
ACC champs. What?
Check this out. Marcus Freeman is now the favorite to take the Giants head coaching job.
That's not going to happen.
You don't think so? That'd be funny.
He's
if
an
they,
alumni, I
if
think.
they got shit on and then lost their coach.
He's not a Notre Dame alumni, is? No, he's not.
I'm gonna kick it.
He
I'll see y'all
played for
later.
them, didn't he?
Notre Dame? No, he's not an alumni.
All right. Where did he play? Now I need to know.
Actually, it's one of Notre Dame's rivals that he played. I can't remember who it is now. Huh?
Ohio State.
Ohio State. That's it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, learned something today.
I doubt he goes to the NFL, though. I think he's stupid to do that. He's got one of the best jobs in the country. The problem is, again, back to Notre Dame, they need to get their head out of their ass as a athletic department, not football.
Yeah, I don't think they realize just like it's kind of like with LSU and how they treated the firing of Brian Kelly. Your response to the situation has made it way worse than the original situation.
Yeah, especially since it's not going to change anything.
Yeah, no matter what you do, you're not going to be playing in the playoffs this year.
And it's not going to change how they pick the people next year either. Like, we know what the playoff is. Like, it's not year one or year two. We're sitting around still trying to figure this shit out. We've seen 11 years of it now. We know what it is. And for better or for worse, you being in a conference benefits you. So, again, for the last time, if you want to stay independent and deal with the repercussions of not being in a conference like this year, then have at it. Otherwise, shut the fuck up and join a conference. It's pretty much that simple.
What this has done for me, because I don't deal with Notre Dame fans that much, but in that video, the Irish idiots, they said it's not personal, it's just business, how they're responding to this.
No, it's completely personal with them.
And then in the same video, they also said, I hope every ACC team loses their bowl games.
Yeah, because anybody gives a shit who you're rooting for in bowl games. You spent the last 2 days telling us that bowl games don't matter. Now you're rooting against the ACC for no apparent reason. The ACC had absolutely nothing to do with Notre Dame not making the playoffs, other than the fact that an ACC team that beat them, Miami, is the one that kept them out. They should be mad about that. Not the fact that ACC network is putting Miami and Notre Dame on an ACC network with an ACC team playing on the TV.
Well, they also, have quickly forgotten they were ready to fire everybody after their first two games. Oh,
yeah.
Man, this is crazy, man. This ain't going to work, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, and they're all going, go back and watch the reaction to that game of Notre Dame fans. They were like, oh, yeah, after this performance, I don't care if we do win out and go 10-2. We were terrible. We don't deserve to go to the playoffs.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Well, never mind. I was wrong. I lied. You see how bad we beat Pitt and Syracuse?
Guess what? They didn't beat them as bad as Miami, and that also probably held them out of the playoffs.
It's like, oh man, look at that. I mean, Alabama went to Georgia and beat Georgia. They go, did you see how bad we beat Boston College?
Actually, I don't. Who was it? One of those teams they didn't play great against. It might have been Boston College. I'm gonna go look.
Yeah, I don't
know. They played Louisville too, I think.
We totally handled Navy. You saw that, didn't you?
They beat Boston College 25-10.
We made Navy our bitch. Put us in the playoff.
Yeah. Then they ran the score up on Syracuse to make themselves feel better.
Yeah.
Make the case 70-7, but they only beat Boston College 25-10. But they'll
and they're setting up for future arguments too, because they're saying that this is going to cost Jordan Love that
Jeremiah Love,
yeah, Jeremiah Love. They're saying it's going to cost him the Heisman.
What if they're sitting
the Heisman's voted on before the bowl games are? What might cause Jeremiah Love not to get the Heisman is not being in a conference, ironically enough. Because the Heisman voters would have got to watch him probably play against Virginia in the ACC championship game and run for 300 yards. But nope, they were sitting at home crying about the ACC and Kirk Herbstreit.
Wouldn't it be nice if there was another accolade he could get, like all conference? That'd be cool.
Probably did get it.
Oh, you mean kind of like how Malachi Toney got ACC Rookie of the Year?
Well, yeah, what I'm saying is Notre Dame's never had a conference player of the year or rookie of the year.
If I were Jeremiah Love, I'd get like a one of those wrestling belts made and have on it be like ACC player of the year on it.
Like Sleeta?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly like that.
I think I text you that, like, man, I would rather listen to Sleeta than Notre Dame's AD right now. He makes more sense to me, which is crazy.
He's embarrassing, isn't it? There's a media smear campaign that went on. Media smear campaign? No, what it was people out there in the media going, well, these two teams have the same record? Yeah. Oh, all right, well, let's look at strength of schedule and strength of record. Well, they're, pretty much the same. All right, let's look at common opponents. And they go, okay, well, Miami beat this 3 out of the 4 teams worse than Notre Dame common opponents. They go, oh, is there anything left that we can use as a metric here to try to get these two teams and separate them? Well, did they play each other? Yeah. Well, who won? Miami. Fuck you.
Oh my God, dude. Do you know what I just realized? Sleeta and Notre Dame are exactly the same. They both claim that they're not appreciated.
Yeah.
And they're both getting cucked. Sleeta by every guy that he's come around, and Notre Dame by Miami. They got to watch them now go do what they want to do.
God dang.
They're Sleeta level, dude.
Sit in your chair, Notre Dame. Sit in your chair.
So what you're saying is that Notre Dame fans have to sit in a chair in the corner and watch Miami and Texas A&M fuck each other?
Yeah, and also Sleeta will threaten to just not stream, and that's what Notre Dame did. We're not gonna watch us.
Oh, you don't appreciate me? All right, I just won't do it anymore.
They're the same.
You don't appreciate Notre Dame? Well, guess what, ESPN? We just won't play in the game.
That's as down bad as you can be.
I think Notre Dame needs to quit half-assing it. If they're going to do this, go full bore. Just dismantle your whole football team and your football program.
Yeah, we'll cost everyone millions of dollars. We just won't play ever.
Or y'all could just go start. You got so much power, just go start your own league. It'll be Notre Dame, Navy, Syracuse, Boston College, Stanford, and Southern Cal. Y'all start your own conference. Call it the Toilet Bowl Conference.
Dude, they're talking about that. This is things their fans have said.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure those Irish brothers said that in that video.
And yeah, and don't even stop at those teams. You can go to the CF, the Canadian Football League, poach some of their players, create a whole nother team like Bishop Sycamore. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not even going to get in on the two Irish brothers because they might be on Chris Hansen's watch list.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to go into that. But,
Yeah.
but
Stay away from that.
What I will say is fuck those guys. I will say that.
Oh yeah, that Indy Sean has had me blocked for like 5 years.
I don't know the guy, so I'm not going to talk bad about him. But to go on there and be like, well, we're actively rooting against the ACC teams in the bowl games when you're not playing in one because you're too much of a pussy to do it, is like top tier bullshit.
Well,
who's not going to make fun of that?
My problem is, look, we all say a bunch of crazy stuff for sure. I know I do, but I'm like,
no, I do too.
I'll interact with people. Like anyone that pretty much has ever asked me to be on their show, yes, I'll do it, and we'll argue and whatever. I don't get that vibe.
Yeah, I mean, I love when people come on and argue with me.
Yeah. We literally have shows where we just open up a StreamYard and say, come here and tell me I'm an idiot so I can get mad and argue with you.
Some people don't have the balls to do that. They want people on they agree with. You know what I mean? So it's easy.
That's so Notre Dame too.
See, I've never understood it. I'm the exact opposite. Like, I would much rather have 5-6 people on there that I disagree with.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, but I hope every time somebody calls in any of my call-in show I do that they're disagreeing with me because that's way more entertaining than agreeing with them. But
Pete, I just called in to tell you you're right.
Again, I don't even know those guys, but when you say dumb shit, you're going to get called out on it. I mean,
yeah.
Hey, here's the other thing too. Like if I'm trying to put myself in a Notre Dame fan's shoes, right? Because obviously I'm not one. So I'm trying to like say, okay, if I were a Notre Dame fan and I were in this situation, I'm a fan of that team. Would I react this way? The answer is no. I would be on here talking about how big of a fucking buffoon my athletic director is and how bad he's making us look. The only person I have respect for in this situation is Mark. I haven't heard. Have y'all heard? Has Marcus Freeman made any statements on this? As far I don't really. I haven't seen anything from him.
I haven't seen it either, and it would be interesting to know what does he think about this. Like, we don't know.
Is
he looking at his own AD like, dude, what are you doing?
I would be.
Everyone's going to hate us more than they already do.
So the fact that he's out there not saying anything means a lot to me. That means he doesn't agree with what he's saying. Otherwise, he'd be out there saying he did. But
yeah, I would tend to agree. And props to Marcus Freeman for that.
Yeah, I think he's a great coach. They got a good one there. Don't run him off because you're idiots. Because that's what you might do. They hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah, running players off.
I just think, Marcus Freeman's a Notre Dame. He's all in. Lifetime contract. No. If it's advantageous for him to take another job somewhere else where they can't get in the playoffs because they're too stubborn not to join a conference, he might actually take that job. And nobody would blame him for doing it. You got one of the hottest coaches in the country.
I would. I have an easier path, like you've brought up, if I go to a team in a conference. And also, I just don't want to deal with the bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, who wants to get up and go to 5 a.m. mass every Sunday and Wednesday?
Is it 5 a.m.?
Oh, yeah.
I doubt Marcus Freeman's mandated to do anything like that. So,
I mean, the players are.
No, it's not like that.
I'm pretty sure
you don't have to be Catholic to go to Notre Dame.
You don't, but I'm pretty sure the BYU coach does have to be a practicing Mormon. That's why.
Yeah, BYU is different than. That's what I'm saying. Notre Dame is way more. You don't have to be a Catholic to go to Notre Dame.
I'm not saying you have to be a Catholic, but it used to be mandated that that the football team attended one mass.
Well, they might count that as some sort of class or something.
Latin
I don't
chanting.
know. But that's not. But they're not. They don't make you convert to Catholicism to go there. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. That's like one of the only sect I haven't converted to yet. And because of Notre Dame's reaction to this, I refuse. I've been Mormon. I've been Christian. I thought about Rastafarianism. Not doing it.
That sounds like the most fun one. I can get down with that one. Does that involve smoking weed in Jamaica every day?
Yeah, but it also involves believing
That
not.
sounds fun, though.
They don't believe in everlasting life. They believe in everlasting living, I believe, which is you live in your current body forever.
Oh,
And if
that
there's
sounds
Well,
cool.
it sounds great, except there's a lot of evidence to that not working for them. So,
I don't know if there's any evidence at all. I mean, have you ever died before? Exactly. Yeah, you haven't died, so you don't know, just like they don't know, and just like I don't know.
Bob Marley is dead, though.
But if I'm gonna like live some sort of religious lifestyle, I'd rather be doing it on a beach in Jamaica smoking weed.
You know, little known fact.
Way more fun than
Little known fact. Since you bring that up, Reg, little known fact: Bob Marley's son had played football at the University of Miami.
He did?
Yeah, Rohan Marley was there in the mid '90s.
What did he play?
Corner, I believe. It was either corner or safety. He was somewhere in the secondary.
Was he any
I
good?
believe it was corner.
Was he any good, or was he just going Buffalo Soldier?
I do think he was good, but he came in. I want to say he came in like 94, 95. So that was right after they got hit with, or right when they got hit with the steroid scandal. So like 96 and 97, Miami was terrible.
In the heart of America. Man, I want to listen to that now.
Yeah, but you should put that on. Slim. What's going to happen?
Huh?
What's going to happen against Texas A&M?
Oh, shit. Miami by 150. No, seriously, though. I do think Texas A&M has a really good defense. I think both teams are going to struggle to run the ball. I think you have to try and make Marcel Reed beat you, and kind of a mixed bag whether or not he can.
A&M a 3.5-point favorite, over under 51.5.
Yeah, it means the game's basically a pick 'em because you get 3 points for being at home.
Yeah, good news is Miami's good and rested up because they didn't play in the ACC championship game, so that should be an advantage there. The only question is, how many interceptions will Carson Beck throw? If he throws over one, I think that Miami loses.
Carson Beck hasn't thrown a pick in the last 3 or 4 games.
That's not. I didn't mention the last 4 games, but there was you're starting to sound like a Notre Dame fan now. There was another 8 games before that, though, where he threw a fuck ton of interceptions, and he's known for doing that. So,
no, he threw half of them in one game.
Well, he's got 10, so you're saying
is that some kind of flex? Hey, look, half of the interceptions he threw all season were in one game.
Well, now you can point to, okay, he had a really bad fucking day.
Okay, you're proving my point. As long as let me rephrase this then. As long as Carson Beck doesn't have a terrible fucking day like he did that one day, I think Miami can win.
Yeah, what if he throws the other half in the A&M game?
I mean, listen, if he throws half of the amount of interceptions that he has on the season in this game, yes, they'll lose.
That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I think it will be too. And right now, I'm really regretting that I got banned from the Spirit Squad channel or whatever the fuck it's called.
What?
The whole they live stream the Yell Leaders or whatever. I got banned. I got
Oh, yeah,
blocked.
man, from that like in 2019 or something.
I think it was when we played in 22, 21, 22.
Whatever it was, they used to do a live stream of this, right? It was the official like live stream of the Yell practice, right? And so I was live streaming. It was like 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, or whatever it was. And we just went in there and started trolling the fuck out of them. We all got blocked.
Oh yeah, me, you, Fools, and a few others.
Then they stopped live streaming it, or at least on that channel they did. Maybe they do it somewhere else now. But
see, I didn't know they stopped. I just stopped looking at it after I got blocked.
the live stream was the funniest comment section you ever seen in your life. Because there's like 1,000 people in there, and all of them are just every single one of them just making fun of everything that's going on. Like,
and deservedly so, having a midnight cult meeting.
Yeah, there's like 0 people in there like supporting it. Everybody was shitting on it, and so they eventually just stopped doing the comments or stopped live streaming or whatever it was.
God,
it was fun stuff.
We're trying to support the Aggies. Let's go.
It is weird.
I have a deep mistrust of teams with no female cheerleaders because that's where I see no team color, no emblem on the side of the helmet. I'm a fan of all cheerleaders except for Texas A&M.
It's fair. It's fair. And I'm not. This is not me shitting on Georgia, but I will say quietly, who I think will be happy in how this plays out is Georgia, because they play the winner of Tulane and Ole Miss. Tulane's coach is on his way out. Ole Miss, their head coach is gone.
Yeah, Georgia's got one of the more favorable positions in all of the bracket for sure. Absolutely.
If Miami wins 2 games, you have Miami versus Georgia. Carson Beck playing his own old team.
That would be great. Oh, but if that happens, Slim, it's only going to be because of an ESPN conspiracy that wanted to see Carson Beck play against Georgia.
Yeah, and ESPN orchestrated by Kirk Herbstreit.
They're going to be like, I told you. We told you the only reason that Miami got in ahead of Notre Dame is so that they could manufacture a game where Miami wins another game in the playoffs against Texas A&M and then finally makes it to play Georgia, where Carson Beck gets the face off against his former team. It's, this is setting up perfectly, isn't it?
I'll set it up even more perfectly. If by some miracle Miami makes the national title game, Miami is undefeated in national title games in Miami.
If Miami wins the whole thing, they're going to be like, see? Told you. This is why they wanted to get Miami into the game, into the playoffs instead of Notre Dame. They already had them picked to win the national championship.
I can't believe Notre Dame fans aren't talking about this, because Miami has a very interesting path. Like we know the history of Miami and Ohio State in that national title. What was it, 2001? Whatever.
2002.
2002. So you could play both Ohio State, who you got this beef with, and Georgia, who Carson Beck played against. I can't believe the Notre Dame fans aren't saying, see, that's why they did it.
It's all too perfect.
Think about
it. It is the perfect Cinderella story just for Miami to win a natty in Miami, because that's where the national title game is.
Oh, no.
Stadium. Home field advantage for a natty.
The Illuminati's coming out.
Yeah, buddy.
The stars are aligning.
Hey, listen, if it is the Illuminati setting this up, I'll start every time I come on a stream, I'll throw up one of those Jay-Z diamonds or all seeing eyes or whatever the fuck it is. Go Illuminati. If
Miami were to win this year, y'all would be fucking insufferable, dude.
Insufferable.
And I don't blame you, but you would be.
Yes, I would.
Not just you, just everybody like you.
You know what? Those Texas A&M cheerleaders don't annoy me quite so much now.
Why?
Because I need them to be happy when they play Miami and win. Because I don't want to hear Slim with a bunch to be happy about.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Canes on this one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna roll with the Canes on this one. Fuck those fake military bitches. Fuck. Why would I
mean, listen, Tyler Van Dyke threw for 400 yards on Texas A&M. Good Lord.
I mean, maybe Miami could do something that Notre Dame couldn't and beat Texas A&M. We'll see.
Whoa.
Damn.
Something else that Notre Dame has only managed to do once, we could also beat Georgia.
I don't want to talk about beating Georgia, but anyways.
What do you do at that point, Rick? Because I know you would be conflicted. If Miami and Georgia play, I know you like to shit on Miami.
Who would be conflicted? It would be Miami all day. There would be no conflict. I don't know.
Well, maybe there'd be more conflict with C-Dog because he really does hate Miami.
He'd be a better one to ask.
Well, I thought he was coming back on his wife's phone, but I guess he opted out of the show.
He already did that. But yeah, he had to be out at like 8. And speaking, look, we could talk about this all night, but really, we came in here to talk about Notre Dame. To be honest with ourselves.
Yeah. There's only other one game this weekend. There's no ACC games, so
I came on here to gloat. So,
congratulations,
Slim, for representing the ACC in the playoffs.
Here's your digital pat on the back.
Here's your digital handy. Don't say I never done nothing for you.
I do appreciate you doing the show, though, Rick.
Yeah, no problem. Glad to do it. Love the ACC show. Thank you to everyone who's actually a member of this fine ACC institution. I really appreciate them.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Pete, appreciate you coming on. Slim.
All right, buddy. See y'all later. Thanks for tuning in.
See you, Pete. Mr. Slim, appreciate you for coming on.
Yes, I appreciate y'all allowing me. It was an honor and a privilege.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. Well, I thank you for watching the show. I know my audio is always jacked up. I'm working on it, okay? I'm working on it. I hope you guys have a great night. And to hell with Notre Dame. Absolutely to hell with them. Y'all have a good night.